Hey, how's it going there, guys? Call of Truth here with some more Battlefield 3 gameplay, and you're watching some highlights of Conquest here on Grand Bazaar. Now, I joined this match very late, and unfortunately my team was in a spawn trap, so I did my best to push out, cap some objectives, and see if I could pull off a miraculous comeback. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be as the ticket margin was too great, but I got some nice clips here with the F2000 as well as the MTAR-21 towards the end of the video. Now, the first thing I'd like to say before discussing the main topic of this video is that a huge thank you and shout out is going to go to Emgre, at least I believe that's how your name is pronounced. If it's not, I do apologize. Who was nice enough to design a brand new awesome channel banner for me. Ever since YouTube has switched to the new YouTube 1 layout a couple weeks back, I needed a new channel banner and he was nice enough to design me one, so I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. And also, if you guys would drop a comment down below letting me know if you like the new YouTube layout, you don't like it, you're kind of indifferent, you'll have to wait and see. If you don't mind, that'd be much appreciated. That way I can kind of see what you guys think about it. I have my own personal thoughts about it. Not going to discuss it here. Don't really have the time. But I'd be interested to hear what you all have to say about it. And once again, man, thank you very much. There'll be a link to this channel down below in the description. What I would like to talk about today, though, is, of course, Battlefield 4, as you can see from the title of this video. Now that E3 is finally finished and all the dust is beginning to settle from this news, information that we have learned over this last couple days and up to a week, kind of time to, I guess you could say, sit back and analyze, for lack of a better word, all this information and kind of judge where we are in terms of Battlefield 4 now that we have seen some pre-alpha multiplayer gameplay. I'm going to go ahead and ask this question right now so you guys can start leaving your comments and typing while I'm finishing up this commentary and the rest of this video. And that is, what was your favorite feature about Battlefield 4 based on the pre-alpha gameplay that you saw that really just got your attention right away and you were so glad to see that in the game? And then what was the thing that was your least favorite? What was the worst feature that you saw where you did not like it? Now, if you don't have a best or a worst feature, just leave a comment with something you like to see. You know, hey, that was kind of cool. That's a great new addition. It's not the best thing in the world in terms of game mechanics or features, but it was something that it was nice to see in the game. And the same thing goes with the mechanics and features that you disliked about the game. Now, when it comes to me as a player, probably the number one thing in terms of Battlefield 4 based on the pre-alpha, I'm going to say again, just because this is very limited in terms of gameplay that we have gotten to see so far. Obviously, a lot of this, it will be subject to change upon the closed alpha, which is happening right now, the beta, and then upon the final release of the game on October 29th. As a player, probably my best feature in terms of what I saw that I liked was the fact that the suppression mechanic had been changed within the game. Of all the things in Battlefield 3 that gets me the most frustrated, it's not teammates, it's not weapons, it's not maps, it's suppression. Suppression, when it creates this randomness and uncontrollability of the game, that's when it takes it to a whole new level in terms of frustration. I don't mind the fact of being shot at, having a screen blurred, increased recoil is fine with me. Take cover, that'll work, let the suppression wear off. But when the weapon doesn't point where you aim it, that's where it gets to be a little bit too much for me. That's my personal thoughts on it. You may disagree, you may agree. That's fine with me. But suppression for me was the best thing I saw that had been changed. The only other thing that comes very close to that was the addition of spectator mode. That was something that we all wanted to see for Battlefield 3, and as well as a battle recorder to go along with that. But now that it's in Battlefield 4, that is something that is great to hear and wonderful to actually see that they used it at E3 as kind of their way to spectate what was going on the floor of E3 while the players were playing by using the spectator mode. So my least favorite feature about Battlefield 4 that I have seen thus far based on what we saw at E3 2013 would have to be the fact that personal defense weapons are now engineer class exclusive. That to me was very saddening to hear, really, because when it comes to playing recon, I absolutely suck at sniping, let alone just about everything else in this game, but sniping is even worse for me. So by the fact that the personal defense weapons, are gone from the availability to choose as a recon player, it makes playing that aggressive recon role a lot more difficult. Will something take their place? I'm not sure. If you do know, drop a comment. But at the moment, not really sure what will take the place in terms of the aggressive recon weapons. Now, you can probably use semi-automatic sniper rifles. Sure, that's great, but I don't really like to use those. I'm much more of a personal defense weapon guy, and especially since recons now have the motion balls back. That allows the recon player to play very aggressively, as you can throw those ahead of you and kind of run with them, versus the equipment that we have now in Battlefield 3 with the TOGs, the MAV, and the scan bolts. it makes playing the aggressive recon a little bit more difficult as you keep having to move your equipment along as you go, rather than just kind of throwing the motion ball, running basically up to where it is, and then throwing another one depending on how long the first one lasts and how quickly you can throw a second one. If it's anything like Battlefield Bad Company 2, you could chuck those things pretty darn far. So that's going to do it in terms of my best and worst features about Battlefield 4 that I saw based on the E3 gameplay in 2013. Leave your thoughts about this below, and if you enjoyed, a rating is much appreciated. Take care, guys. See you next time.